right, there we are.
Okay,
All
we're
right,
live.
guys, welcome. Yeah, we are live.
Yeah.
So while we wait for people to get in, I guess hopefully that the people will start joining us in a few moments. So this is our 3 o'clock webinar, focus 8 to 10 on performance. So before we get started, I guess we'll do some quick introductions. Do you want to go first?
Sure. So my name is Emily, and I am coming to you from Milan. I work in the Milan Meravigli School. I'm originally from the UK, from the middle of England, and I moved to Milan maybe about 10, 11 months ago now. I'm here with my colleague today.
Yes. Hi, guys. Welcome. My name is Cathal, and I'm from Ireland. And as Emily said, I am a colleague of hers in the Milan Meravigli School, and I've been there for just over 1 year now.
Great. We have some comments already. Hello to Marco, to Daniela, Maria. Lovely to see you all.
All right, guys. Welcome in. Welcome in. Tell us. So you're from Milan, Marco. Do you attend which? I don't know if there is there a school in Gallarate. I don't know if there.
I don't know.
Is one from Gallarate. If there is one, then that's a new one for me. Yeah.
Greta as well. Maybe Maria and Greta, you know each other if you are.
Perhaps,
from
yeah,
Naples,
from
if you go to
the
same
Naples.
school.
Potentially, yeah. Oh, okay. So we got more coming in here now. Marco here clearing it up for us. Malpensa, it's near Malpensa Airport.
Right.
Okay, so maybe he might go to the Bustarsizio school potentially. That one I think is pretty close to
Yes.
Malpensa. We have Alania from Bari. Welcome, Alania. Thank you for joining us. And we have Valentina from Florence and Claudio from our own Meravigli School. Welcome, Claudio.
Hi.
All right. So Greta's there saying she's not good with faces, unfortunately.
Don't worry, I'm also not good with faces.
The only way that Emily remembers my name is the fact that it's written below my face. That's the only way.
Yes. But I do remember the spellings of people's names. It's one of those strange features of my
abilities.
My head. Yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
All right.
We have performance today is our topic. So maybe you can tell us in the comments, do you perform? In what contexts can we talk about performance?
Yeah, because there are a couple of different ways that we can talk about performance, right?
Yeah. When do you most often talk about performance, Gal?
So I'm a big fan of theater, of plays and musicals, and so I would use the term performance a lot when it comes to talking about on stage stage performances. So like live performance.
Yeah.
That would be my one.
Yeah, because it's an interesting one because you can have a performance, which is a specific event, one occasion, and also, of course, it's very abstract. You can talk about performance as a general term.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, we were joking before we went live about this being a performance. I often think about it.
Sometimes it feels, yeah.
Yeah.
Certainly when I'm paired with like Caesar, it feels like a performance just with the amount of music and singing that goes on. I feel like there's a performance happening.
Yeah, definitely. And also the moment you have to click play, or click start, then it feels like you do have that
like
moment.
the curtain. the curtain
Yeah.
is raised, is being lifted, and there's like, oh God, suddenly we're live.
So we're suddenly very vulnerable. Yeah.
All right. Very good. Welcome to Monica there from
Hi.
Novara near Milano as well. Monica, welcome.
Hmm. Yeah, so today in general, we'll talk about types of performance and how you can describe performances. Some phrasal verbs. There are lots of useful phrasal verbs for this topic. And depending on time, we might also talk about giving a constructive critique.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and we can also say constructive criticism, which is the same thing. I think more often I say constructive criticism.
I think so too.
But first, maybe we'll talk more generally about performances. Hi to Anna, welcome.
Welcome. All right.
So, what are some different kinds of performance? So we've already talked about a few together.
Yeah, they're very good. Yes, a dance performance. Very good.
Yeah.
Nice. Anyone else? Any other ideas? Yeah, Maria again
Mhm.
going for the sport performance.
Mm.
Sure. Yeah. After
Yeah.
like a particular sporting event, like you look at a, say for example, a football match or any
Mhm.
sort of sporting event, you could say that a
Mhm.
particular player performed well.
Mhm. Yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely.
Oh, here
Okay.
we go. We're getting lots
Yeah,
of them now.
we have. Yeah. So probably a singing performance or just singing alone, because we don't always use the word performance with the categories. You know, you can just say
Mm.
dance or singing or the specific word.
Mm-hmm.
So Greta also says sing along, or I guess karaoke. You can also say if
Karaoke.
you are encouraging people to sing. Carl, I
Love a bit of
imagine that
karaoke.
you like karaoke. I'm expecting.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
All
And
right.
music performance. So what there can be types of music performance. Maybe think about more specifically what kinds of music performance are there? What are the words that we use?
So there, Claudio then saying a theatre performance, very good as well. Yeah, your
Mhm.
theatre. Um, Anna then mentioning to dance, to sing, to act. These are all types of performances as well. Yes,
Mhm.
very good. Eleni is then making the point that the performance is the exhibition of someone, especially of the singers, of the actors. Yeah, and like most commonly, I guess we would associate performance with singers or actors. I guess.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
Maybe a cooking performance at this time, Maria, potentially is
Yeah.
more important to be good at cooking, performing well in the
Yeah.
kitchen.
Yeah. Maybe someone
Um,
is watching you cook as well
yeah.
at the time.
If
Would
you're ever doing it like a Skype call or something like that with your
wow.
family.
Yeah, I think I would perform very badly if I tried to do
Oh
that
yeah,
while cooking.
100%. Me too.
Um,
Me too.
yeah, I can barely cook when no one is watching me. So there you go. Okay, we have piano, maybe a piano performance, or
Yeah.
piano. I think we say recital for a specific instrument sometimes. That's
Hmm.
right. And also a concert. Yeah, that was the word I was looking for, really. For music performance, we'd say a concert. Or a gig. You could also say gig. Carl, do you think there's a difference between gig and perform and concert?
There is, yeah, I would say so. There's a difference between them. A gig, I feel, is a bit more personal, is just smaller. kind of um, like size of people, smaller size of crowd, maybe.
Mhm.
Whereas concert might be a little bit not necessarily more formal, but surely
Mhm.
like on a bigger scale.
Yeah.
We'd say like you go to a concert in a stadium, whereas you go to a gig in like a pub or a small venue.
Yeah, I agree. And also, I would say a gig is only for popular music, in my
Hmm.
experience, anyway. Whereas concert can be
Sure, yeah,
concert
yeah.
for
You
all
wouldn't
the
say gig, exactly. You wouldn't say gig about like someone playing violins and cellos and stuff.
no. All right,
Right.
some more. So sport performance. So I think some of these are interesting because for me they are sometimes performances. So sport, personally, I would say that something like wrestling is a performance because there are
Sure.
characters, there is
Yeah.
audience participation. But I'm not sure I would say something like football is a performance in the same way.
Yeah, you could say that individual people
Hmm.
performed well. Like for example,
Yeah.
like Lionel Messi, right, or Cristiano Ronaldo. These guys
Hmm.
are like the best players in the world, and so you would say they performed well in the football match, but we
Hmm.
wouldn't call the overall event a sports performance.
No. Yeah, because there's something kind of unreal about performance. There's something artificial about it, I
Mm,
think. Which is
yeah,
the same with what Maria's saying about cooking. Maybe if it's MasterChef, if it's designed for an audience, designed for entertainment, then it is.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wants to go through here. This is great, guys.
Mm,
Yeah, we
yes.
could have like physical. Yeah, I could say physical. Yeah, absolutely,
Hmm.
Greta. So physical performances, or I'm not quite sure what you're trying to say here with maybe artistic
Yeah, I think that's
performances
right.
potentially. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah.
Alania here says that she had performed in some act performance when she was a child. Okay, so very good. In this sense, Elenia, we probably won't say in some act performances because what are you trying to say? Are you trying to say you performed in a theater on a stage? In this case, you'd say I have performed uh, on
Hmm.
stage, or when I was a child, I performed on
Hmm.
stage. In this case, you probably wouldn't use the past perfect. Um,
No.
we just use like present perfect or past simple, depending on what way
Hmm.
you want to phrase it. But yeah, so Monica's there wondering just gig is a concert in the same way that like a hot tub and a jacuzzi are the same thing.
Yeah.
Like there's subtle differences between them. A gig, as we said, is a bit smaller and
Hmm.
more kind of popular music, whereas concert is a bit bigger and potentially formal classical music as
Hmm.
well as just you could go to a concert for Coldplay or I don't know Ariana Grande or something like that, but
Yeah.
you could also go to a gig of theirs as well.
Hmm. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Greta continues. Thank you. So I prefer singing performances or just singing alone. So they are the most moving. Yeah, I think some singers really can connect with your emotions.
Mm.
I always think about opera. I really don't know very much about opera. I don't understand it. I don't watch it very often. But there is something about those singers who do really move me personally.
Yeah, it really is. It's kind of like emotional when you listen to it. Even if you don't
Mhm.
understand it, you can
Yeah,
hear the emotion in their voice.
yeah, really, yeah. So it's a very interesting art form, I think. Um, Okay, so back to sports performances here, Monica. So, yeah, Federica Pellegrini and other big swimmers. Okay. So, again, maybe if you are talking about a specific event, you can say they performed well. But in general, performances are maybe more artistic than sporty.
Mm. Very good, very good. And we have Marco here saying that he performed in piano some years ago in a concert in Milan. So we wouldn't say in piano because that's inside, right? So we don't want to say in the piano. So you could just say I played the piano some years ago in a concert in Milan. I played the piano. But that's very cool. Very, very nice. In a concert in Milan, of all places.
Wow.
You must be quite talented, Marco.
Yeah. Yeah,
All
that's
right.
amazing.
Okay.
Okay. And Anna, I have never performed. I'm too shy. Sure. I mean, maybe you have performed in a more everyday situation,
Yeah.
maybe if you have to talk to someone it's difficult to talk to and you maybe put on a persona, you pretend to be more confident than you are, then that's
Mm.
a kind of performance in some ways.
Yeah. Also, I feel like when you go to work and
Mm,
when you do a particular task or objective at work, you can perform well. You can
yeah.
like do that task to a
Mhm.
good level, to a high level.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, this is a very flexible word, I think. To perform, the verb is very flexible.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, and Maria attended dance lessons, so um, I performed dance or just I danced. Again, we often just use the more specific verb.
Mm.
And Daniela, I used to sing during school plays, so no the necessary. That's this is amazing. And now I'm really shy. Yeah,
That's really cool.
so that's really cool. Yeah. School plays, I think, have a lot to people thank school plays for a lot, um, or they have a
Yeah.
lot to answer to. I think they can make or break your performing life in a lot of ways. School
Absolutely.
plays can.
I would say mine is quite acting career, shall we say, hinged a
Mhm.
lot on on my school plays that I did. It was a lot
Yeah,
of fun, a lot of fun.
yeah. Those school plays are very special, and yeah,
Mm,
Maria did something similar at a final year show at her dance school.
cool.
Okay.
All right, very good, Claudio there. So again, Claudio, we really don't need to use the verb to perform in our when we're
Mhm.
talking about uh, what have you ever performed? Okay, so if we ask this question, like question 3 is asking, have you ever performed? We can say yes, I have performed, and that is
Mhm.
like the first part of your answer. So say, yes, I have performed. And then after that, you need to specify what. So, yes, I have performed. I sang a few years ago when I was younger, or in the
Mhm.
case of everybody else, right? So, I danced, I acted, I sang,
Mhm.
right? I performed. So, when you're talking about the location, as Greta has said here, I performed in a theater.
Mhm.
Very good. Uh, but Monica, I swam 2 months ago.
Mhm.
All right. So if it's for like recreational, if it's something that you're just doing as a hobby, then it is not a performance. If it is
Mhm.
something that you do in front of people, then it is a performance. Um,
Mhm.
but again, maybe swimming we wouldn't use performance. We would use
Yeah.
because it's a sporting thing, right?
Mhm.
So you say that I had a good performance and use it as a noun. But when we're talking about the verb to perform is
Mhm.
more associated with theater and acting, uh, playing music, that sort of stuff.
Mhm. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, Greta, I'm very curious about your experience. So I performed in a theatre and then I stopped forever. So was that just logistics, or did
What?
something happen in the
No.
performance? Why did you
She
give up?
said she said so we would say I
Past
past
tense.
tense I gave up.
Hmm.
Well, why
Yeah,
would you
I
give
want I
up
want to know
perf-
why you gave
perform?
up.
I literally I'm so upset that I cannot perform in like theater like I used to now because
Yeah.
there aren't I can't find a lot of I can't find a lot of English
Hmm.
speaking theater groups here in Milan, and so it's difficult for me to find that, but
Yeah.
I
No,
would I would I would kill for it.
I feel similarly because I didn't really do theatre, but I used to perform poetry that I had written at
Nice.
open mics, which are evenings where anyone can perform. You can just go to the place and say, I want to do something. And I used to do that a lot. And like you, I'm very sad that there aren't really opportunities for that at the moment.
Yeah. All right. It was kind of so Greta here is giving us the reason why she said it was a
Oh,
disaster, not her path. Okay,
okay.
that's fair enough. That's
That
fair
is
enough.
fair enough. Yeah.
If it was a traumatic experience for you,
Oh,
perhaps, then it's hard to go back when you have a bad experience with this sort of thing.
no, I sympathize, having tried some theatre before. That is also not really my path either.
Hmm.
Yeah. So maybe we can talk a bit more about number 4 here. So were you nervous or did you enjoy it when you
Hmm.
performed? Think of an occasion when you performed. So Carol, when you have done theatre in the past, how did you
Yeah.
feel?
So my experience, as you said, has always been in kind of theaters, in musicals and plays
Hmm.
and stuff. So, uh, all the time, because it's a live audience, like when you have like people watching directly at you,
Yeah.
it's different. And so I've like at first, like the first few moments before I went on to the stage, I'm always the most nervous.
Hmm.
But then after a few minutes of
I think you're having some connection issues at the moment. You've frozen.
being
Okay, right. Okay, I think you're coming and going at the moment, Carl. Um, okay, Monica, so you enjoyed your performance. That's great. Okay, he's coming back, I think. Marco, I think it's normal to be a little bit nervous. I also think good try here. It's not nervosism, nervousness can support you during the performance. Yeah. Okay, that's very great. Yeah. So yeah, definitely normal to be nervous before it, but often you
hello? Can you hear
have
me?
that adrenaline. Yes, we can. We can hear you. You back with us?
I don't know. Because I can't. Oh, okay. It's kind of going in and out. It's kind of going in and out.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Sorry, I think I got cut
Fine.
off mid-rant.
I think you did. I think you did. Yeah.
Uh,
Don't worry. We
mm.
have lots of comments to keep us
Oh,
going.
fantastic. Excellent.
Yeah. So we were talking about the adrenaline, the nervousness can help you.
Ooh,
Yeah.
excellent. Yeah, that's actually what I said. I was like rambling away to myself, and then I
Hmm.
realized that my audio had cut out. So
Oh.
I totally agree with that sentiment that your initial nervousness at the beginning
Mhm.
is hard, but it can be kind of channeled, and you can
Mhm.
direct it into performing better.
Yeah, definitely. That's my experience also. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So, Elenia, yeah, I was very nervous and embarrassed when you performed. Yeah, I think embarrassment is the worst thing when you're performing because I think nervousness you can get over. There is a point where you can use it, but embarrassment is really difficult because you
Hmm.
can't disconnect from that.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Then Monica there saying, "Oh, the best part is the prize giving," according to Monica. The part
Sure.
afterwards, when we get given
Nobody's
the medal
nervous
or an award. Fantastic, fantastic. And Maria, see, so Maria agrees with me what I said. So the worst part is before starting the performance.
Mhm. Yeah.
So yeah, for sure. Like just that moment, like it's literally just like it's not
Oh.
a long time. It's just a moment before you walk out, and as you're
Mhm.
walking out, that is kind of, we could say, nerve wracking if you wanted to
Mhm.
say. Now I'm not sure. I don't know the spelling. I guess is what
Yeah.
N.
I think there are
But like
two
with a
possible
W.
spellings. I think you can spell it with a or without a W.
Yeah.
Yeah, so nerve-wracking. Racking we don't use alone. We only really use it in this context. But the meaning is shaking. It's like it's shaking your mind.
Hmm. All right.
Okay. Greta is saying, being good at public speaking, I thought I could act. Nothing more wrong. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know if you know the sensation of not being able to speak. I basically ran away. I really sympathize with that, Greta. That's really difficult. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, I think we've all had moments of either wanting to run away or physically running away because of that fear. Yeah, I really
Oh yeah.
sympathize.
I know the fear all too well.
Yes.
Sometimes I get the fear in like a lesson where like someone
Mm,
will ask me a question, and I'm just like, I do not know the answer to this question. I
yeah.
want to run away right now.
Yeah. Yeah. I think when I was new as well, when you're starting something new and it's a new form of performance,
Yeah,
that can be terrifying.
exactly. So we have a few
Okay.
more comments here, which is all very nice to
Mhm.
see everybody. Um, so Daniela then agrees with Marco about changing the
Mhm.
nervousness in adrenaline.
Yeah. Oh, I think yes, yes, you are. I think you're coming and going again.
Uh, Claudius
Mhm.
singing before singing, but then just
Yeah.
vision.
Yeah. Maybe we should talk about
Terrible.
exhibition. No, you're back. You're back again.
Yeah. Oh, my back.
Okay.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah,
Okay, so
you are back.
exhibition. Yeah, we
Yeah.
wouldn't we wouldn't use exhibition in this sense. Exhibition is used um when we talk about like an art gallery, right? So when there is a display of art or of historical pieces or historical items, objects, this is an exhibition, okay? Or for like we'd say maybe an exhibition match between two teams where the outcome of the match uh, is doesn't matter. So for you, when we're talking about singing, um, or acting or dancing. So you're nervous before singing, but then it changed when you started the performance. That's when we would use performance, or when you started. Maybe you could say you started the show.
Yeah. Yeah, so show is another word you can use if you don't want to repeat performance.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. And then Maria makes the point of the best moment is when at the end all the performers go on the venue. So again, the venue is the location, like the overall place, like the building. So when you want to say all the performers, because I know what you're trying to say, the stage. So the stage is the place where the performers stand up, like on a usually a raised platform above everyone else, so that they can be seen. Um, yeah. So again, yeah, Marco, the best part is the end of the show, not the end of the exhibition. We'd say the end of the show.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, the end of the show. Maybe yeah, when if you are very nervous, you are relieved, you are happier when it finishes.
Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully, the audience will be applauding you.
Yeah. Yeah, hopefully. I think normally it has to be very, very bad for people to not applaud.
Yeah, but no, it's good. Hopefully.
Oh, we have another question from Maria. So what is the I think the
Name, I
the
think.
name
Yeah.
or the word for the red thing that is opened at the start and closed at the end? Good question. So this is a
Mm,
curtain. We call this the curtain. Normally at the theatre or a similar kind of performance. So we talk
exactly.
about
Yeah, a curtain.
the curtain going up at the start of a performance and coming down at the end of the performance.
And we actually have a phrase for like the final performance of like maybe an individual or of like a group, we could say is the curtain call.
Yeah.
So Elenia, you can't consider the art exhibition. So yeah, when we talk about like a painting or like the objects, as we said, the art exhibition is not an art performance. No. So
No.
performance is for whenever like there is action or activity, I guess.
Yeah, there is performance art when people are creating moving art that may happen at an art gallery. So I think certain pieces of art by Banksy, for example, got performance art. I think when he destroyed a painting, that would be performance art
Yeah.
because it's not something you can repeat very easily.
Mm,
Performance, I would
yeah.
say, is something very unique to one moment, very specific.
Mm. Yeah, and that's like particularly true because I know sometimes people say, "But wait, like musicals and stage, like it's the same show." But it's the
Mm.
same show, but you still do it differently
Yeah,
every night. There's not
yeah.
one.
Oh, he's out again. Okay, but I think we got the main point there, and yeah, I think the energy is different in different performances. Uh, Yeah, so thank you for all your comments in in these questions, guys. They're really great comments. Thank you.
Show twice.
Okay, he's back. Right. So here, I think some of you have started this activity already, which is great. So as you can see, we have these words that we want to match with the definitions too. Carl, are you back with us?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I believe so.
Yes, you are. Perfect. Okay. So if we just give you a moment to think about these definitions. So I'll read the vocabulary. We have outshine, rising star, stage fright, talent, expectation, and disappointment.
Yes.
So I think we have one or two answers already, but we don't have the first one yet.
Mm-hmm. So very good, Greta. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So to outshine someone is to perform better than someone. Excellent.
Yeah. And Cahill, is this restricted to a performance context? Can we use it more generally?
No, actually, yeah. So you can use this like in work as well as
Mm-hmm.
just in general performance. So if you do a task better than someone that you work with, you would say that uh like you are outshining that person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And a really good way to improve or to expand your vocab is to add out to a verb. You
Mm,
can always add out
yeah,
to a verb to say you do it better than someone
yeah.
else. So if you outdo someone, you do something more or better than someone. You can outrun someone. You can add
Hmm.
out to basically any verb, really. Okay. So rising star, I think we have lots of answers for this one. Yeah, for a person who is quickly becoming successful. That's right. So maybe they had a really good role in a play or in a film, and now they are slowly becoming more and more famous.
Yes. So stage fright, then the next one down that we have, I think someone has written this. Yes, Greta, Alania, very good, guys. So stage fright, nervous before an audience. So stage fright, yeah, this is someone who just like cannot perform because they're just
Mm-hmm.
so nervous and shy.
Yeah. Although I think you can, as we talked about, you can have stage fright and get over it. You can
Mm,
perform anyway. You can
I
use
hope
that
so.
stage fright. Yeah, I hope so as well. Okay, talent. I think we've also had a lot of answers for this one. So talent, natural skill.
Very
And
good.
the adjective, of course, talented. Someone is talented.
Hmm. We have then expectation. Very good, guys, as well. Yeah. Belief that something will happen.
Mhm.
Excellent. Expectation. And finally, oh my goodness, very difficult. Last one. Not fulfilling one's hopes. Very good. Nice. Nice
Mhm.
job, guys. So this is just some
Yeah.
vocabulary associated with performances.
Mhm. Yeah. Really great. Thank you. Okay. So maybe for the last 10 minutes or so, for a while, we can talk about constructive critiques or constructive criticism. So what is constructive criticism?
Mm. Yeah, that's a good question. Is it a positive thing? Is it a negative thing? What do you guys think?
We have a good question in the meantime. So Claudia wants us to clarify stage fright. So you can say, I have stage fright, or I get stage fright if it's a habit of yours. So it's a noun. So if you say I get stage fright, it means every time I perform, I become frightened. I become nervous.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think there is a related
Very good.
adjective.
Yeah, I don't think so. I'm trying to think. No,
Mm,
I can't think of
yeah, we'd
one.
probably
I
just
can't
say
think of one.
nervous. Yeah.
Yeah, just like ridiculously nervous.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
Ah, very good,
Okay.
Greta. Nice. So you've hit the nail on the head here. So constructive critique
Hmm.
um, must begin with a compliment, and then pointing something out to the person could change. Exactly. So
Hmm.
constructive critique or constructive criticism. So it's like two parts. So we have criticism
Hmm.
and constructive. So the criticism part is saying what happened that was not 100% great. And so
Hmm.
constructive then is like saying all of the good things that were good about it,
Hmm.
but then saying what you could change. So it's usually one
Yeah.
of those phrases where people's like, "Oh my god, like you were so good in this, and this, and this," but
Yes. Hmm. Yeah, and it's normally very obvious if someone is trying to be nice to you because there
yeah,
may be one kind of nice thing like, oh, the chairs were very comfortable, and then they list seven things they hate, you know.
yeah,
um, but in general, it is more constructive. Maybe
mm,
again, you can think about building. It's trying to build something better for the next time.
yeah, yeah. This is kind of like what like anytime people ask, or like if our boss asks us, like, "Do you have any constructive criticism about the
Mm.
layout of the webinars and stuff, and like what we can do here?" I'm like, it's great working from home. Like, I'm very comfortable, but
Hmm.
my God, the internet.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yes, Monica, you can say some good things and bad things to improve next performance. And also,
Mm,
sometimes it doesn't have to be bad. Sometimes you can say, well, that performance was quite good, but you can make it even better by
yeah.
maybe speaking a little louder or some small thing. Um, so yeah, that's great.
Yeah, that was like one thing that my director said. I remember like being in one particular show when I was in university,
Mhm.
and the director, like at the finale of the show, I was like going crazy. I was like basically like shouting out my lines and giving it so much energy, and then like he was high-fiving everybody after. He's like, "Oh my god, that was such an amazing performance." He's like, "Carl, I want more energy in that last
Wow.
number than tomorrow." And I was like, "What?
What?
More?"
Yeah. I can't imagine you often being asked for more energy.
Oh
Um,
yeah, it
yeah.
was it was it was it was an interesting one for me. I was like, "Okay." It's like, "So it was good." He was like, "Yeah, it was great, but just give it more. Give it like
Hmm.
don't hold back anything." I was like, "Oh god."
Wow. Wow. Your whole soul is on display. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Greta is talking about maybe in teaching, so you can use that kind of technique. Yeah, to not offend the child. Yeah, sure. Um, yeah, maybe rather than offend, you could say then hurt or upset the child,
Yeah.
because offend is normally when people are angry afterwards because of something maybe too personal that you said. So
Yeah.
I think children tend to get upset more. Yeah, that's it.
Exactly. And Alania making a good point here. I think that everyone's performance should be appreciated, especially
Hmm.
for personal commitment, despite the mistakes. Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Okay. Apparently, offend is a false friend. That's interesting.
Mm.
Okay, so be aware of that, any Italian speakers. Okay. Carol, have you ever given a constructive critique?
Yeah, absolutely. So my sisters, when they were preparing for their in Ireland, do
Hmm.
music as a sport, you must do a performance at the end of the music course uh, as like a test. And so they asked me
Right.
to help them like for the test, and so I gave them some constructive criticism to
Hmm.
like help them get better with their performance. Tell
Right.
them like you
Did they
should
respond
like be
well?
more in their choir. They did not respond well at all. They were like, "What are you
Oh
talking about,
no.
Collins?" Like, and I was like, "Well, look at my result. I got like
Yeah.
85% in mine." So I was like, "I know what I'm talking about."
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. There's my sisters also don't respond well to any constructive criticism I give them.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but most of my friends, if they ever write anything, they bring it to me. Um,
Yes,
so
I imagine so. I
that's
imagine
something.
so.
Yeah, that's
All
yeah.
right.
Maybe in the comments also you can tell us. Do you respond well to criticism? Maybe similar to number 6 here. So, have you received a negative critique? How did you feel?
Yeah. So Monica there answering question 3. Very good. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So of course, yeah. Should a critique include ideas for moving forward? Yes, of course, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, like, there's no point in giving it. You know.
For sure. Yeah. Yeah. Because, praise or positive comments are all very nice, but really it just makes you complacent. If it's a show, you have to perform again and again. You
Yeah.
always want something to work on.
Hmm. So yeah, maybe guys, if you want to, just these last 2 minutes that we have,
Mm-hmm.
if you want to write any questions, if there's anything that you still do not understand, you want us to clarify for you, please let
Mm-hmm.
us know now so that we can answer the questions for you.
Yeah,
We covered a good bit of vocabulary there today. It was great.
we
Do you
have.
have anything you want to finish on, Emily?
Uh, no, I think we talked about a lot of different things here, lots of vocabulary for performance, and remember, a lot of it we can use in other contexts as well.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. So, well, a couple of final comments here. Yeah. So,
Mhm.
Monica has and received every day uh, at the end of training. Okay.
Oh,
Very good. And
yeah,
Greta, if I'm not in the mood, especially with my relatives, I could freak out in response
yeah,
to constructive. Yeah,
yeah. I think
that's the.
relatives is a tough one, and if it's unexpected, sometimes.
Mm,
Yeah,
exactly,
okay.
exactly.
And Daniela responds well to criticism. And Monica is again saying, I received critiques or
Mm,
criticism. So critique is countable, criticism is not countable. Okay.
okay.
I think the last word is Elenia is the last comment we can talk about, I think.
Yeah.
So, when I was a student, I frequently again had critiques or criticism about my drawings. Interesting. So, a teacher gave me a strong yeah, so strong probably gave me a lot of criticism
A lot of,
rather
yeah.
than strong. I think that's just a language difference there. So a lot of criticism. Okay, yeah. Sometimes that is
It's the
difficult to
reaction
handle.
also. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, yeah. That's good.
So
It's good
we
work,
are
guys. Great
out
work
of
all
time.
around.
Yeah, thank you for all your comments. It's been amazing. So many comments today. So have a lovely afternoon, everyone. I'm sure we'll see
Yeah.
you again soon.
Yes. All right, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.